Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. I love that quote by Carl Jung because it helped me to understand the power of the subconscious mind. You see, for years I had walked around under the impression that it was me who was directing my life. I thought I was in control of my results, be it in my job, my relationships, and the other areas of my life. But what I came to find out was that while I was getting results, there was something inside of me that had me searching for more. Like most people, I wanted to be, do, and have more. And so I did what most people do. I took training courses, I went to leadership events, listened to books on Audible. And while for the moment it appeared that I was growing and things were getting better, what I came to notice was there wasn't a stickiness to what was happening. You see, those results, they were only temporary. So afterwards, I began to ask other people, what is it that you do to help you grow? And of course, they told me, well, Angela, what you need to do is just have more focus and more discipline. So I said, okay. I began to focus and have more discipline. And while I got results, it was the same pattern. I found myself on the hamster wheel of life, getting temporary results, but nothing that was sustained. How many of you have ever gone to a training session and thought it was the best training ever, and then found yourself months later back exactly where you were? Am I the only one? So over time, I decided to ask myself, if the training isn't working, if I'm not getting the results I want, maybe I need to start looking at myself instead of looking at my surroundings. So the questions then became, is it the glass ceiling at my job? Or is there something I need to do to lead myself better? Is it that my daughter is just hard to manage? Or am I not leading her the way she needs to be led? Is it that my team is contentious and busy doing nothing? Or is it something about me as their leader that needs to shift? This brought me to the quote, how you do anything is how you do everything. Because as I began to process this information, what I realized was this: I was everywhere that I went. As such, the time came for me to focus my efforts on myself. You see, I realized in that moment, though on the outside I looked put together, I did not have my act together. Hi, my name is Angela Hooper-Menifield, performance coach, speaker, trainer, and chief equipping officer of Menifield and Associates, LLC. I need to get my act together. Now, when I talk about getting your act together, I'm talking about something very specific. When I say act, it has 3 core tenets to it. A, attitude, C, connection, and then T, your thoughts. So let's talk a little bit about attitude. You know, attitude is one of those words that people use often to describe a plethora of things. We hear it all the time. Somebody has a bad attitude. Most of the time, we don't even know what it means. Am I the only one that's been told they had a bad attitude and didn't understand what the person was referring to? If that's been you, please feel free to raise your hand. But when I think about attitude, I think about the energy, the aura, how we show up in spaces. So while I don't have my time right now to go into specifically how this attitude program can help you, what I can tell you is this: your attitude is controlled 100% by you. What does that mean? If you're using phrases in your life that says things like, someone made you mad, sad, or glad, what you have done is given them power over your joy, your peace, and your progress. And so if you hear nothing else from me today, know this: your attitude is all about you. It's what I refer to as a you and you thing. So now, as I began to focus on me and my attitude, I began to see some results shifting in my life, which leads me to the C, connection. You know, every day in life, people are talking about, I want to be a better communicator. Help me communicate better. Okay, let's help you connect better. You see, we communicate all the time, 24 hours a day for the most part, because communication is both verbal and nonverbal. Actually, 93% of communication is nonverbal activity. So it's not that we need to focus on communication, we need to focus on connection. Now, when I say connection, I'm talking about relationship, rapport, reciprocity, and respect. When we work on those things in our communication, we begin to have influence and get results that we desire. For the last 15 years, I have been intentional about being a better connector. And as I stand in front of you today, the introvert that is me can tell you when you learn to connect with people, your results will change. Now let's talk about the T. T is all about the thoughts. Whether you read it in a proverb or you're familiar with James Allen, everybody's heard it, right? As a man thinketh, so is he. Your thoughts matter. And so often we're worried about external thinking that we forget to focus on our internal thinking. So let me ask you a question. Who do you spend more time with than yourself? Anyone? I thought not. You are with you 24 hours a day, which also means that the thoughts you have stay with you and resonate unlike any other. This brings us back to making the subconscious conscious. So we have to be intentional about the thoughts that we have, the messages that we put into our head and into our spirit, but predominantly the messages of ourselves. So I'm on the getting my act together journey. Today, I wanted to do two things. One, create a safe space for you to potentially acknowledge that you needed to get your act together, as well as give you an opportunity to say that today was the day that you were going to take action. So if you'd like to stand with me and begin to get your act together, feel free to go to www.getyouracttogether.coach. www.getyouracttogether.coach. Hi, I'm Angela Hooper-Menifield, high performance coach, speaker, and trainer. I'm also CEO of Menifield & Associates, LLC, and I want to help you get your act together. Thank you.